Thank you, Madam Chairperson, for that kind introduction. Minister of Education, Acting, and Minister of Culture, Youth and Sport, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Principal of the Cyril College of Education and Vice Principal, Chief Education Officer, Chief Planning Officer, Ministry of Education, Chairman of the Board of the Cyril College of Education, President of the Guyana Teachers Union, members of staff of the Cyril College of Education, and most of all, the graduates today, all 862 of you, relatives and friends, of course, the police band, MS, the Guyana Police Band, unless they have a medal of service, you know. Members of the media, today I'm very honored to have been invited by the Cyril College of Education to address you, and I'm happy to have accepted. Let me start by wishing all of you a happy Christmas. This is the best Christmas present you can get, I'm sure. Graduates, Guyana has changed significantly since Robert Cyril Gladstone Potter graduated with a Class 1 Teacher's Certificate from the Mico Training College in Jamaica. The Mico College is the oldest and most prestigious teacher training college in the entire Western Hemisphere, and Cyril Potter was one of the most outstanding graduates of that class in 1920. Cyril Potter excelled in his studies in sports at the Mico College, just as he had done at Queen's College, where he won several academic prizes and was a first-class athlete, first-class cricketer, first-class footballer. Cyril Potter returned home to teach at his alma mater and elsewhere. He was later appointed principal of the Government Training College for Teachers, which was renamed the Cyril Potter College of Education in 1976, the 100th anniversary of compulsory primary education in Guyana. Cyril Potter was a patriot. He was talented. He was versatile. He composed the music for Guyana's national anthem. He composed all the patriotic songs, My Guyana El Dorado, A Song of Hope, and Way Down Demerara. It would be difficult to find a more worthy person in whose honor the Teachers Training College could have been named. Cyril Potter would have sat, like you, as a young graduate at the Teachers College 92 years ago, dressed in these medieval gowns, which some of you never wore before, and you probably will never wear again. Cyril Potter, like you, was participating in an ancient academic rite of passage. This quaint garb that you're wearing, this elaborate convocation, these fancy certificates, this happy assembly of family, of friends, of dignitaries, they are all not an annual amusement. They are serious matters. They signify public recognition of your assumption of wider responsibility. They signify your transition to a higher level of authority. They signify your acceptance of a heavier burden of duty. This ceremony is also a celebration of your accession to membership of an elite educational club. It represents the completion of a regime of rigorous study. It marks your declaration of the aspiration to accomplish the mission of this institution, which is to provide the formal education system with academically qualified and professionally trained teachers at the nursery, primary, and secondary levels. Guyana today is a country of bright prospects. A field of unprecedented opportunity lies before you. The opportunity for engineers to build bridges and roads to open a vast hinterland. the opportunity to develop schemes to exploit our hydroelectrical potential, the opportunity for geologists to develop our bauxite, diamond, gold, manganese, and quarrying industries, the opportunity for biologists, botanists, zoologists, and agriculturists to expand our food production, the opportunity to improve communication and human learning, the opportunity for manufacturers, shippers, builders to drive our economy forward at a faster rate. Where will these scientists come from? They come from right here. These opportunities cannot be fully exploited, and this country cannot be developed by chance or by conjecture. They cannot be achieved while a large part of our population is paralyzed by poverty. They cannot be achieved by the ignorant and the illiterate. They cannot be achieved while so many primary school children cannot qualify to enter secondary schools. They cannot be achieved while thousands of children drop out of our primary and secondary schools every year. They cannot be achieved while school leavers cannot find jobs. They can be achieved only by people with a first-class education. They can be achieved only by the creation of an education nation that brings all of our people together in a knowledge society. They can be achieved only by combining our energies, by integrating our communities, and by working together for the common good, rather than pulling apart. Dark forces, the forces of poverty, the forces of oppression, the forces of hatred, threaten to pull us apart. An education nation ought to be one in which intelligence prevails over ignorance, one in which cooperation prevails over confrontation, and one in which national integration prevails over communal disintegration. The world which we are entering into today is far different from the one into which Cyril went forth as a teacher 92 years ago. In Cyril Potter's time, the television had not been invented. In Cyril Potter's time, radios, motor cars, cameras, telephones, and even wristwatches were luxuries. You are entering a different world. This nation cannot afford to be left behind. It cannot afford to be left out of the communication, the information, and the education revolution which is transforming the rest of this world, which is transforming Western civilization. The words I am uttering now, at this very moment, could be transmitted at the speed of light around the world by personal computers, by smart telephones, by Facebook, by Twitter, by YouTube. Images can be sent in real time to almost every country in the world. Your relatives in Latin and Lyndon and Leonora can receive photographs of this very graduation ceremony and forward them to friends in London, in Orlando, in the twinkling of an eye. Information, technology, and science pull us together relentlessly, integrating our communities and connecting our country with the world. Science, technology, mathematics, therefore, must be at the core of this college's curriculum. The knowledge that you have gained over the past 3 years at college is a mere drop in the ocean of experience you will encounter over the next 30 years or so. We are now embarking on a more exciting expedition, an expedition of exploration and learning. The quest for new knowledge and new understanding must drive you forward from this day on. How exciting it would be if, as an intern, each of you could spend at least one semester teaching Guyana's children from one of our hundreds of villages those along the rivers in the Burima Winding, those on the mountains of the Patara Siparuni, those in the savannas of the Rupununi, those by the lakes of the Pomeroon Sukunam, those beside the waterfalls of the Kuyuni Mazaruni, those along the banks of the Essequibo Islands, those overlooking the rice fields, the sugar plantations of the Quarantine, those overlooking the fish ports of Babis and the mines of Upper Demerara. This joy will reflect the spirit of wonder that should inspire the greatest profession in this nation, which you have entered today, the profession of teaching. We know of the challenges that you have faced, especially over the last 3 years while you were at college. We are aware of your tiny stipends, and we're going to do something about those tiny stipends. We know of the relentless cycle of student assignments. That is why we shall continue to work to ensure that every student teacher and every teacher gets one laptop a teacher. Whether he or she is in the hinterland or coastland. From the first day he enters college, he must get the laptop. The computer in 2012 is like the blackboard and chalk in 1912. You cannot do without it. We are alarmed at the number of untrained and unqualified teachers. Which one of you would fly on a plane with an unqualified or untrained pilot? Which one of you will allow yourself to be operated in the hospital by an untrained or unqualified surgeon? Why should our children have untrained or unqualified teachers? We are concerned about the length of time that it takes to earn a full degree. That is why we shall continue to work towards ensuring that every single teacher becomes a university graduate in Guyana. At nursery, primary, secondary levels. We know that poor pay contributes to the intolerable teacher turnover rate. That is why we must aim at elevating teaching to become the best paid profession in the entire public service. We want Guyana's best teachers to remain right here. In Bagotville, in Bartica, in Bad Settlement. We don't want you to run away to the Bahamas, to Belize, and to Botswana. We want you to stay right here. Today, this ancient graduation ritual reminds us all that you are participating in a proud pedagogical tradition. Every progressive society in history honors its teachers, honors the Brahmin, it honors the Mualimu, it honors the Rabbi, and up the Mazruni, it honors the Enu Kaneng, the teacher. So we honor you today. Anybody speak Sakoyo? Tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. We know that you will have to be creative. You will have to be compassionate. And you will have to be committed if you are to contribute to the construction of a community in which everyone can coexist and enjoy a good life. Such a community must value cultural differences. It must value the lives of citizens. It must value the rights of our children. Let us, for our children's sake, hear no more that the Teaching Service Commission has had to dismiss 3 or 4 teachers every week for misconduct, much of it sexual misconduct. Let misconduct become history in the teaching profession. Education is an entitlement. Primary education has been compulsory in Guyana for 136 years. Article 27 of the Constitution of the Cooperative Republic up to the present time states Every citizen has a right to free education from nursery to university. And we will not remove that clause from our Constitution. It is an entitlement, it is a right. You teachers now have an obligation to ensure that education reaches those who can least help themselves, the nation's children. Teachers must embrace a professional culture, one that imparts a first-rate education and one that respects the personal worth of every child. Teachers are in a unique position to fulfill the motto of this great college we serve. Let those words not remain an inert inscription on the insignia of the college, but adopt them as your personal inspiration to serve. The teaching profession is one of vast opportunity, but it is also one of great responsibility. You're also in a position to lead, and you're also in a position to serve the next generation. Graduates, I started this charge by reflecting on the service of Cyril Potter, a man who taught me at college a long time ago, a man who inspired me. I never heard Cyril Potter shout at anyone. I never saw Cyril Potter strike anyone. And I think he was one of the most successful teachers I've ever known. He was a man of culture. He was committed to advancing human knowledge. He was committed to building a country in which all Guyanese could live in safety and enjoy a good life. My charge to you could easily have been, be like Cyril Potter. Be good at learning. Be good at teaching. Be good at sport. Be good at studies. Be good at culture. Be good at serving. Be good at tolerating the opinions of others, even the dull and ignorant. Be good at loving Guyana passionately. It was teachers like Cyril Potter that built this teaching profession in Guyana, this noble profession of teaching. And now, I offer you a charge. I offer this charge to the graduates of the Cyril Potter College of Education gathered here today. Contribute to the country of your birth, but contemplate a better future for the country in which you want to live. Live in your own community, but think on a countrywide scale, a continental scale, a Caribbean scale. Share your knowledge. Enjoy our unique cosmopolitan society. Employ your energy, your experience, your expertise, and your education to build a nation, an education nation, of which we can all be proud. I charge you today to go forth, to teach and train the children in your care. You're entering into a covenant. We're not alone. We in the National Assembly, we look after you. We know the issues that affect you. So don't feel you're alone. I charge you to help to make Guyana an education nation. Robert Cyril Gladstone Potter's long life was a model of dedication, a model for education, a model for this nation. Were he here today, he would not have given you a different charge than I gave you. Congratulations, and may God bless you.